En een lage premie.
Hello, guys. Welcome all to the chats. Thanks for joining the show. So let's get started. Well, we're still few in the house, but it doesn't matter. We can go ahead and, as others will join later, we'll go ahead and, going a little backward, refreshing what we have to say today. Well, as you come into the house, please remember to give the chat a like. Just hit the like button and let's keep going. So, the General, welcome to the house. Thank you for joining the house. And Finley, thank you for joining. And I also can see a Sunny Adventure. Thank you, guys. Lilipad, welcome to the show. Thanks a lot. And Island Girl, thanks a lot. I'm so glad to have you here today. Well, today is not much to talk about. It's just about refreshing what that has widely been diffused today. But guys, we guided. This is just a reaction video. So we're putting this out from, through what we have also seen out there online. So it's just some small notations that we are also going to go into analysis and see exactly what is really happening, bring some ideas and be able to really get a little bit to the root of the matter, because the real thing we might never understand. It's only what they put out there that we can also be able to, elaborate on it, analyze on it, and bring some clear knowledge to what that has visibly been diffused in their own channels. So guys, this is Vico Real and my name is Victoria, your host, and I'm going to take you along this short live, and I want to thank you once again for joining this show. So I've just seen just Kelabu. Thank you, darling. Kelabu. Thank you. Welcome. So today, guys, let's take a little bit dive back to the horses. So because today it has to be about the horses, the dangers that we have seen here. And this new horses, Apakolutsu, I always forget the name, probably because I make so many just about the name. That's why I'm not really able to get it. And we have seen them when they arrived, they were in good form, healthy. And right now, I think we are not really seeing much of that. But what we're seeing right now looks like a rebellion, a horse rebelling, probably against the situation in which the new situation, or probably the horse has not really been able to adjust to the new situation. So this is what I see here. And because for a horse to rebel against a trainer, what did the trainer do to him? Almost nothing. So probably something could have spiked that. And guys, we know how these horses, animals, they have the sixth sense. Is it the sixth sense or the seventh sense? So their own imagination about things, though they cannot talk, but with small action, you will see that this is like a sort of a rebellion. He's rebelling against something. There's something absolutely wrong, because I don't think that the trainer did anything wrong to him. Probably is what he feels inside. He's not feeling comfortable. He had no shoes on him, and probably he's not feeling well, because an animal of this massive body, he needs to eat a lot. It takes a lot to maintain an animal like this. You don't just bring him up to be eating grass here and there and you think that's it. No, it needs a lot. I'm very aware of that. So probably these horses are not fully or a little bit malnourished, because right now we've started seeing some sign of a decline. Just put it that way, health-wise. They're not just what we thought about before. They're not how they arrived. They're looking a little bit down every day, down, and that is what happened when the two horses passed away. I had expressed that fear, that I was even trying to compare them Two, like an adopted child of somebody, and the first two mysteriously gone. No autopsy to really pronounce what that really took them down. There was nothing like that. And bring in two new ones, or is it four or five new ones into the same environment? What do you expect? Well, but we see that from when they arrived and the recent pictures now, they don't look like the same thing anymore. It's like they're going down in health, or probably they're not feeding them well. Hello, Lilipad, Nikki. Yes, Nikki, welcome. Welcome, Nikki. Yes, Lilipad said the horses are homesick. I believe so. I believe so. And it's like, it's a rebel. They're rebelling against the environment, against everything. It's not really the fault of the horse trainer, because he's been training him. If he, from taking him to the school to walk, or just walk a little, walk to the market to pick something for Onyx, why will he certainly revolt against him? Rebel against him. So something would have, strike that. Something would have strike that. And at this point, I'm afraid to say that if this horse, as the owner said, that any person, visitor that will come and want to have a ride on the horse will pay, I've forgotten how much he called. How safe are these visitors, the intending visitors that will intend to use these horses for a ride? Because this is a complete rebellion here. And this is just the beginning. It's going to get even worse. You can never know. Hello, Mashi Welcome, welcome, darling. Thank you for joining the show. Mashi, let me give you a blue jacket. Okay. Yes, you have standard now, Mashi. Okay, so you can now put on your blue jacket. Welcome to the show. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. Thank you. Did I miss somebody else here? No. Okay. Onyx, yes. Nikki said, I think Malika and Onyx has been telling them about the compound and Rio. I think so, because animals, they have their own way of communicating within themselves, and they know exactly. They do communicate. They do communicate. There's something that is not adding up there. But I'm just afraid of the visitors, the VIP visitors, because now we've seen some passport bros there, guys. This is how it starts. Some passport bros have just arrived, and probably they want to take a ride on this. And whatever is going to happen now, are they still going to blame the trainer? Because this is a rebellion. There's something that made that horse to get mad or take a fall, or even not even a shoes, or not feeling fine. We will never know. But what we know, that we didn't hear any person complaining that they saw the trainer hitting the animal, or probably because of that, the animal could have rebelled and throw him out, throw him down. So something would have actually gone wrong. So guys, I'm just afraid, but I really have to put it out, because I tried to imagine a little bit about everything. And I said the only thing that could have gone wrong here is that the horse is not comfortable with the situation they're living, or it has a health problem, or like the shoes, the legs have been paining him and all that stuff, and you're putting him and putting all the load, or putting somebody on top of him. He's probably not feeding well and all that. But I think at this point, the Muras and the wife should look after this horse, because this is just the beginning. It's probably going to get worse with the other ones, with whoever visitor, tourist, is going to climb on that horse. Let them be aware that there's danger here, that is going to throw them down too. And they can even break their neck. And with that, Mora will be in trouble, because they will sue him. Because right now, he has his official company now registered. So it will be easy to sue him, because now they're coming like a tourist to visit him. So if he intends to use those horses for commercial purposes, because he had said that, he even called the amount the day they were inside the car with his driver, Matata, the amounts of this, the amount for this, for this, for this. I'm so sorry for them. I'm so sorry for whoever is going to climb that horse. The horse has started showing sign of rebellion. So the horse doesn't feel comfortable in that arena anymore. Whether you take him outside that arena, you take him to the market, you take him to the field, this problem that he threw down this guy could have happened anywhere. It could have been inside that compound. He could have also thrown down Roro with Mitoto, because I can imagine her having Mitoto there without even a helmet. And she's new training with the horse. So Muzungu Pebbles, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining the show. Yes. So, and the Lilipad said a bridle can come loose if it doesn't fit right, or if the horse reacts to discomfort. That's true. That's true. Anything can happen. Anything could have happened. It's a horse that needed to be well studied. And anyway, the poor guys, they are trying to study the horse, because this is a grown-up horse. And we don't even know the condition, why they sold the horses off. Probably they were showing sign of a rebellion over there. And then somebody here come and said, oh, I want the horse. And they make it, oh, give away price. Boom, kaboom. And the horse landed. What do you expect? Yes. So Muzungu people said the horse had no shoes. Yes, that's true. That's a sign of discomfort, because he's not used to this terrain. And who knows whether the road was tarred or untarred. There was heat on the road and all that, because I think right now it should be a sunny or warm in Kenya now. So we don't really understand the sign of discomfort in which that horse had to pass through, because if the horse had to also take a fall too, then there was something actually really wrong with the horse. So because of that, this rebellion could have happened. It could have been a spontaneous rebellion, or I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it anymore. Okay, boom, kaboom. And thank God it wasn't Mitoto that was on it with the mother as she used to, because I was always afraid when I see her take the child, a small child like that, and meanwhile with one hand, meanwhile with phone one hand, and she's not even that. She just started, going with the horse, so she's not that completely used to it. And the horse can decide to run, look, boom, boom, and with a small child, and what the fall? I've seen somebody pass away like that just on a horse. And this was a good golfer, when it just stumbled and that was it, and the neck, and that was it. So I fear for whoever will come there and think I'm coming as a tourist. Well, the company is already registered. It's left for the owner. Mora, if you're listening, you have to call the people that gave you this dog, these horses. You have to ask them, what condition were these horses before it was sold to you? Were they wild, or so supposed to have made some investigation? Or how come if they arrived here and they have started showing some sign of discomfort, what should I have done? All these are things that are supposed to have get in a complete package for the sales, for the purchase, so that you know exactly when something goes wrong, or you place a call on them. Is there anything I can do to at least change what I'm seeing now? Because it goes about a human being. If human beings need to use that horse, then there is a risk. This is the problem here. So, Dr. Cherry, welcome to the house. Thank you. Thank you for joining the house. So, and Lilipad said, Nikki, they looked down on Malika and Onyx. Malika told them, horses, just wait and see. You just arrived. That's true. So Dr. Cherry said, okay, hello, Vico. And chat, what a great question you raised. How safe are the horses? Yes, that's true. If human beings need to use that horse, man, we're going to see calamity. If these horses does not go on their own like the other ones that left, then somebody riding it, how safe are they? It's going to throw somebody else down. And this is a trainer, a horse trainer that knows how to handle the horse. And yet, he threw him out. So something could have gone wrong. Then nobody's safe to ride on those horses until Mora reviews how safe these horses are for the public, for public use. So that is my own. Yes. So Nikki said Mora has no business starting any business that involves people and passengers. Too much liability which he knows nothing about. That's true because already he has registered a company, a tourism company. So when tourists come and you make this as a package too, if you take the horse, you pay me this, you pay me this, and take it with the safari car and all that. So it's a complete package. So whoever comes there and use that horse, because this can happen to a tourist, can happen to any of his VIP or passport bureau people coming there. It can happen. And what will he say? Because this guy is even lucky. Sometimes people can break their neck. And once you break your neck, you're paralyzed. And if help is not reached in time, the person is gone. I have seen it with my clear eyes, something like this happen. And this was a professional player. And he died on the spot. When the horse jumped, boom, boom, and he tumbled, and that was it, throw him out, and that was it. So it can happen. If a trainer can sustain this sort of injury, what about an ordinary person, a tourist that just want to ride on it? Oh my God, my God, my God. So, Nixon, welcome, welcome. Hey, YouTube has changed you people name upside down. Here and have started. There's nothing like a wild horse. The problem with Mara is that he doesn't like employing professionals. Horse care at the villa is at best guesswork. Well, that's another thing. Nelson Nixon, welcome to the chat. That's another thing because I think they are not properly professional, or there's somebody, maybe only one person that is professional and is trying to guide this other one. Meanwhile, this is just a young guy just looking for a job. And any person who will take any job that he can find. And probably they're used to their cows and sheep or goats, but not the real horse. This horse is almost like a stallion. It's a professional horse. It's a horse that can be used in a professional race. So I think they have the speed and everything. So for this guy to have thrown him out, so that's why I start imagining if it happened to be his tourists that will come, and when they come, they would have booked through his company. And with that, then they have a binding contract. So if anything happened to them while using the horses, then it's going to be a big problem. So Mora has to look into this aspect. What really went wrong? How can this be averted in case of next time? Do I need a little bit of more professionalism to, to tame if they are actually wild? I don't know, to tame them. Or is there something of discomfort some sort of discomfort in which they're passing through, and that's why they are manifesting this ugly situation, which could have almost really destroyed this guy. And up to now, we don't even know how good this guy is. He can also be having internal bleeding, because when things like this happen, you don't have money, and then you go to the hospital, they said, oh, paracetamol, Panadol, or pain reliever, and he goes back home. And if he's bleeding inside, you never know. We don't know whether he hit his head on the ground there. Well, I think it wasn't a tart road. If it were a tart road, then it could have been much more dangerous. But with what we saw, the injuries he would have sustained, it could be something heavy. But I'm just praying that it should not have an internal injury. So that's what I'm saying here. So Nikki said, Lilipad, let me, Mura, try looking after them to see how difficult it is. Yes, we're going to see that. And Raindrop going to give them more problems. Only Max could somehow handle it. Well, and the thing is that even with if he had that professionalism, what really went wrong here is what we don't know. Was it only the shoes, or some other discomfort, or hungry, or maybe the horses are not eating well? They don't eat well because here they seem to be losing weight. If we take a clear look at the first pictures on their arrival and what we see now, I think they're going down. It starts like that, down, 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 down. Before you know, it's another story. So hello, Steve. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining the chat. Yep. Hello, dear. Welcome. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you. So, wow, today was just about this incident that happened here, and my mind ran deep into his tourists coming through his official tourist company with a contract. So if it's good for him to start finding a way to solve this problem or call wherever he bought them from and ask more questions. Are these common problem with these animals? What else can I do, at least so that my visitors will not have this problem? Because if you could throw down that guy, the horse will throw down anybody. Even if Mary Magdalene come, the horse will throw down Mary Magdalene. So, but Mora has to be prepared to take responsibility for whatever will come with these horses. This is number one horse. We don't know the character of the other ones, how they behave, but this is just the one that we know of, this very one. We don't even know what is even the name of this very one. We don't even know. The name should be put out there, so when his visitors come, they know if they should take that one, they should take another one, but the danger is there. We need to really, really be careful about it. Badula, hello. Why did Marwa want to cover up such a horrible injury? How cruel can Marwa be? Yes, that's the problem here. We don't know why he's trying to do that, because the whole thing is outside. But if I were his visitors coming, you should do a little bit of research before he puts you on that horse, because probably he will charge them before they arrived. Okay, it's a package. He calls it a package. Safari, horse ride in the village and all that stuff. So, except they don't go through channels, because when you travel to places like that, you have to Google about the person a little bit. That's what I do. I Google about almost everything, so that I don't expect, so I don't run into surprises. So my mind is already prepared, and if it's something that I can avoid with a little smile, I do it. And if it's something that I said, no, it's a no, go at all, I don't even, it's not necessary to try, then just boycott it. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. One has to know, because there are about four or five horses, and they're very huge. They're very huge. And these horses are for races too, for racing too. So any small thing with somebody that is not really good at handling a horse, amen, a little flip and you're down. And it can just kick off and start running on its own fast. And what do? Will the horse, the trainer, run after you to stop it? So he has to get back to the people where he bought the horses from and ask them if they have been manifesting a character like this, something out of the ordinary, for him to be able to know what to do. Or he should take a professional horse trainer and pay money, not just taking people that tomorrow he will use one least problem to kick them out because he doesn't want to pay. Because this very aspect, we saw that he will not pay them at the end of the day. He will use one small mistake and kick them out. And not when that guy was in the hospital in that condition. You kick him out without a salary, without even transport home. Man, this is horrendous. I don't even know how to call it. So, Lady Padvico, they wrote out with a snake eyes, not rain drop. Okay. Apalutsa Mel, Apalutsa. I always, the name always looks funny. Apalutsa, sometimes I call it Apakalutsa. Well, I don't even know their names, but whoever goes there, guys, ask questions before you go and enjoy yourself. Because this is a young man. He's even surviving by his strength, by God's grace. If it were somebody old like us, then it could have been another disaster. So, and Nixon said, I remember in high school, I was taken from a high status school to a village school. I was mad at my mom. I could bite her. Same with the horses. Yes, that's true. When it's a natural, spontaneous reaction, when something hits you so bad, so hard. So probably that horse, acted spontaneously, and something would have, pushed him to do that. Something could have pushed him to do that. That's what I see, Nikki. Yes. Same here, Vico. Yes. Dr. Cherry, Vico, what's your thoughts on Mora deleting the video that covers the firing of Max? Yeah, the thing is that internet, once it is out there, it is out there. Most people would have stored it immediately. So for him to delete it is a waste of time, because everybody all content reactors can every day bring it out, every day bring it out, and it will keep circulating. It's a matter of minutes. You can get to Australia, get to Canada, get to Africa, get to the end of the world. That is the power of internet. So whether he deletes it or not, once it was out there, many people had recorded it. So that's what he doesn't know. So if he deletes, but when somebody plays it, they see him talking. Nobody clown him there. He wouldn't say that he was clown. Nobody clowned him there. Everybody will say that he's the one, and they see that the guy talking. So what is he? How is he going to? What is he going to talk about that? So that's it. So Abdullah said, "Hi Nikki." He said the tourists shoot horse ride at their own risk. Oh, that's what he said. Woo-hoo. This is an example of what will happen without shoes. Imagine. This will still happen. Oh my God. So he said that at their own risk. Then the tourists should, take a second look again at that, and they should ask him why. And better they should give up. Because with this, there's no guarantee. Then that means if you climb on it. Anyway, if he said that, let's assume that he has it written down in his contract, proposal, for people comment. But if it's not written, then he makes it horse riding. This one is complete package. Then if something happened, obviously he has to take responsibility for it. But if only talking, you have to write it down, and the person will sign while accepting the contract. That's it. So Steve, okay. Steve said, Marisha, yes. And Maria Brazil, hello dear, welcome. Thank you for joining the show. Maxwell told he has the full video. Yes, Maxwell will have the full video. Maxwell, oh my God. He's so good in narrating this story. I think he's a journalist, I don't know, but he's extremely good. He's about the only one in that village that has really diffused things the way it is. He is so good. It's so good. He's, he puts out everything the way it is, his own explanations, and almost about what that is happening. And I think sometimes when you're in need, you are not in position to change things, and you are able also to elaborate on it. Sometimes it helps you. Anyway, he also thanked the intelligent reactors too, and the intelligent keyboard reactors too, for shedding a bit of light into all the shenanigans there in the village, because without us, they could have continued to live under the shadow of the Muras. They wouldn't have known their rights. They wouldn't have known that their rights has been violated. So reaction, intelligent keyboard reactors has really helped the villagers, open their eyes to see a lot of things. So that's one thing that he said to them. And I said, oh, this guy really knows what he's talking. He knows what it is. He knows what it is. So we'll keep on watching him. I like his show. It's very accurate on everything. So Dr. Shainiki Shaw, a lawsuit will surely make him think seriously about entrepreneurship and learn it's not a game, especially where people are concerned. But yeah, people's life has to be taken seriously, because if you can just abandon this young man that's just looking for something to do to eat, and you just abandon him in the hospital for whatever reason, even if you ask him not to go to the market, then, well, we know people of that age, 20, 22, or 23, okay, let me, instead of coming back walking, let me just go to the market and pick something. It could have happened to anybody. Even if the boy was to be his son, will he abandon him in the hospital? He's a young guy. It's I don't know what to say. Joe, hello, welcome Joe. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you, Joe. So Nikki said he just posted a video that he has arrived home safely. He is in a lot of pain. Oh my God, probably the painkiller would have finished from the body. So now the real pain will hit him this night. Oh my God. So Leopard said, what milk did a corn mom feed her kids? The whole bunch is socially awkward. We can see. we can see exactly how they are. Man. No feeling, no human feeling. That's why even when they hit the mother, they don't even come out to say, Mom, oh, Pop, Dad, stop it. No. So no human feelings. There's no feelings at all. No feelings, only about themselves. Whew, it's serious. So, and Joe, okay, Joe, I give you a blue jacket in case you want to connect with somebody. Joe, are you a content creator? I added somebody the other time and he came deleting people. I said, "Oh my God, who is this?" I was so surprised. So, Joe, you have a blue jacket now in case you want to help yourself out. Yes. So Nixon said, Nikki, if in Kenya there's a there is the labor office and workers union, they can step in and help if the trainer approaches them. I think he should do that, but he will use it that probably he was just on training, and they will always ask for contract. Nixon, you know that. I think everywhere they will ask for contract. If he had no contract, and he could say, "Oh, I was just helping him," or he volunteered, he can go there and tell them, "Oh, he volunteered to work there." Apart from only when they bring out videos that he said, "These are my team for the Appaloosa. These are my team." So something like that. Well, because he made introduction, he made a video with all of them with the apron, with the uniform, and that's the same apron that I learned that he wants to take it away. And not even about the health of the guy. It's just the apron. And how much is that apron? Lord have mercy. So Sonia, welcome. Sunia, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining the show. And Nikki said, Nixon, I hope he does approach them. Perhaps Mora knows this, hence remove his video. It's possible. Or the wife would have, tell him better remove the video. But then the wife, because that guy was always with the wife should look for that guy. Try to help that guy. Even if he doesn't, he should call him. How can I help you? After all, she's also making money from YouTube. So Joe said, Dr. Cherry, it's a tradition there. Young men practice on donkeys before moving on to women very sick. Oh, wow. Wow. Director Calvo, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining the show. And the lady part said, I believe Max wanting to get onyx apples, carrots, etc., to get those vitamins in. Yes, I think he probably didn't want to take the horse back. Then after walk again to the market bed, the horse, well, he refused to listen to the owner, right? But if this guy were to be his younger brother or his own son and made a small mistake, you mean he would have abandoned him in the hospital? Hell no, he wouldn't have done that. Yeah. It's not that he went on his own to do something else, just to get something for the other horse that is very sick, very weak and sick, and we don't even know how long that one is going to last. But these new ones, we can see that they're in decline. If you look at them from when they arrived and now, you see that it's not the same thing anymore. So that's what we see here. So Steve E, Dr. Kelvo, welcome. And Dr. Charles said, Joe, oh, that for sharing. Thanks for sharing. It's quite a possible. That's what makes his day. I think so. He quickly removed that, or probably somebody would have warned him, said, take down that video, because he knows the implication. But even then, he had introduced the whole team and said, these are my paluzzo, or my horse is a team for the safari. So he had introduced, and they all had that apron on. So whether it was a verbal contract, because tomorrow he can say, I never gave them any contract, I was just helping them, or they volunteered. He could also say that if the guy has to report him to the labor union, because I know the labor union will always ask for, first of all, the contracts. And that contract must have a time limit. Is it permanent or temporary or something? Most times they deal on that, whether it's a temporary contract or a permanent contract. But now, how old is the safari business? Just open now, officially, not just 1 month, not up to 1 month. But we see, but there's danger. The only thing is that the villagers, I don't know, because when you see that this guy doesn't pay money, pay people that ever work for him, why would you go there? Go there for what? So, Miachi, welcome. Thank you for joining the show, Miachi. How are you? How's your sister? Thanks, Miachi. Thank you. So, Steve E, yes, Dr. Kelvo is greeting you, and Lilipad. Maria Brazil, that was Snake Eyes, the rest horse. Just go read Max Bryan into intro on what had happened. Oh, okay, okay. Snake Eyes. That was Snake Eyes. Okay, that's the name. Is that the name of that horse? Snake Eyes. Leopard, I will check it. Okay, Joe, with for real. So maybe that's the name. Maybe that's the name for the. Maybe that's the name of the horse. Well, guys, so we leave this for Mura, and we hope he's going to do something about it before he gets all his touristic friends that will come injured and back home with a broken neck, because it will not end. The problem will escalate, and he will know where the real go, how the real thing go is. That will be the beginning of everything, because nobody will come as a tourist and break his neck with this sort of a horse, and you think it's over and they will just go away. No, it's never going to happen. They will not go away like that. Hello, Mildred. Welcome to the house. Thank you, Mildred. Thanks for coming. So this is what we see. So guys, now let's deal a little bit with American people, with Ilan Omar. Ilan Omar said she's not a congresswoman, that she's not an African, that they are not African, they are Arab, and yet the Arab don't want them. The Arab said, hey, how can you live in Africa and you say you're Arab? The Arab don't want them. So guys, you guys live in America. Just us a little bit. Yeah, thanks for the live. Yeah, yeah. Tell us a little bit about this Omar Ilan. Because Omar Ilan, they don't like black. They say they're not blacks. They're not from Africa. They don't like black Americans. And now they have problem. Oh, they're looking for support from black Americans. And how can that work? And his throat is sweat of the great grandparents of these black Americans that they now come to America to enjoy. And suddenly they say they're not blacks, that they are Arabs. That's after siphoning this kind of money. No black American has ever robbed America in that way, in that massive way. I mean, it's cheating. It is cheating. How could you cheat out the whole system for so long and nobody noticed? And Ilan refused to even acknowledge or even said, well, whoever are involved in this, that the law should take its course. She refused. Instead, she's blaming the FBI, the law enforcement, for not finding out in time that it's their duty to find out, to have found out. She's blaming them instead of blaming his own people. If this actually did happen, that this is wrong, that the government should look into it. But she's not blaming their people. Instead, she's blaming that the law enforcement did not. How come that they did not discover this in time? Oh my God, American dream. May God help us. So Dr. Cheryl said, Vicorio, it looks as if he envied the relationship Max had formed with the horses, a bond that he can never mirror. Muras sabotages his business because he gets jealous of his employees. Yeah, that's true, because he refused to accept that, and by right, he's supposed to every day try to bond with the horses, try to know exactly how they feel, bond with them every day, play with them, all right on it. I can also understand his partial one eye, something too. Probably sometimes things like this could also scare him. But sometimes he climb on those horses, so he's supposed to have even done more. Hey guys, please don't forget, just hit the like button for me. Hit the like button, guys. So that aspect is completely gone, because Mora being Mora, he wants, if something good happen, he will take what should I say? The acknowledgement. When it goes wrong, it's another person's fault. It's another person's fault. It's another person's fault. These are things, common things, that you can have some small accidents. And those accidents has to be built in and has to be pre-planned, pre-arranged in case, so that you are free from it. You know how to get out of it. But a horse had no shoes. A horse feet, probably the feet is tired. So a horse has to rebel. Something would have caused a rebellion. That's what Mora doesn't accept. Okay. Now, let's go back to America. So, Nixon said Somalis only like Somalis. That is it. That is the truth. They're even more racist. They're even more racist than our own black people. They're more racist. That is why they all went to the Minneapolis to live there. All of them. Oh, they just migrated all to one city because that city opened the door for them. But now, who knows how it's going to happen? It's going to end up, it's going to be a little bit rough. But money, how could every child in a house there had autism? How could that have happened? How could that have happened? And the name and that autism will remain in their records for the rest of their lives. So even when they grow up, they want to have a normal job. They want to do a little bit of background check on them. Oh, he's autistic. Which employer wants to take them? No big company will want to take them. He's autistic. He's autistic. And yet he never had something like that, just because the parents wanted to make money out of it. Siphon the taxpayers' money. Other people work and pay. And you just come from nowhere. And you said American dream. And you said you're not blacks. You enjoyed all what the blacks American and great-grandfather had built in America. And suddenly there are no more. You are no more a black person. You are an Arab. This is an incredible story. Yes. So Kaola, welcome. Kaola, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining the show. So Nikki said, yes, I agree. I think he is jealous of Giti River bond with Roro. But even this Max too, I learned Roro too, was close with him too, because Roro was always giving him a shout out on her channel. So he seems to be a very good, easy guy. So easy guy, but well, sometimes bad luck happens. And I just hope he doesn't have internal bleeding. But if he goes back now, and the pain reliever, the tablets has worn out of the body, I think the pain will start in the night, and it will take time, maybe another 7 days before he can recover. But let's hope that he doesn't have internal injury. So Maria Brazil said, Lilipad, each horse has his own personality. Yes. So that's what I'm saying, that he could have also asked them about the history, the behaviors of these horses, so that while dealing with them, they know what to expect and they know how to counter it. But probably he just wanted a horse, and probably these horses, we're done with it. Let's give them out a giveaway price. And Mura said, how much? As you want something cheap, okay, give it to me. Okay. Then we take 2. Okay, no, 3. And they take 3. Okay, 4. We make it 4. You make a deal, you bring down the price. Not knowing the real history of these horses. Or probably they were also good horses. But because change of environment too, change people, change animals. So that's why you find this is just the beginning of a rebellion. It's going to get worse. And the other ones are going to communicate to them, say, you guys are new. Just wait and see if you survive this. So Dr. Shoyi, yes, that's how I see it, Nikki. He takes back the driver job from Giti River and give it to the other guy. What's his name? Matata. Yeah, that's it. He's somebody that can switch easily. And when the other one deal with him now, he will run back to Giti River and beg that one. We know him. So, and Joel said, Nixon, my high school was closed because of Somalians. Fights every day. I'm pissed because I set records in track and field and basketball. Yeah, Somalians, I think they have sorry, I don't really mean, I'm not really against them, but somebody that would say he's black and said he's not a black man, then he has a multiple personality, a confused personality, because you can't say you're not African, then what are you? Then why is your country mapped inside the African map? Confused. So a double personality, people of double personality, because I see the whole thing and I've just been laughing, and I said, what's going on with these people? That you can't accept your color, that your color is a little bit different from the black. Is it that color is more beautiful than my color, our own color? No, our own color is smooth. It's just one and smooth and very smooth and beautiful. So what is it? To start saying my color is like this, our color is like this, you are not black, you are Arab. When you have problem, then you're looking for black Americans to defend you. How can that be? I wouldn't defend. If I'm there, I would not. I would not, because already you have abused my color. You are not my color. So, so Dr. Cherry Lillipad, yes, the election said Trump is not going to have an easy time getting rid of Somalis. They will fight back and fight dirty. Well, they will try, but I think with if there's enough evidence for all this fraud, man, it's running into billions there, Nixon. It's quite huge. If there's a lot of evidence, and I think the evidences are there. I want to believe that they are there. Then it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, because if he wants them out, he will get them out. It's just a matter of arranging all the flights and out. I mean, sometimes the presidential privileges and power, sometimes in cases like this, it can prevail too. But once the evidences are there and everything, and the other one, they showed on the, they showed here, what's his name again, that tried to run for their presidency, and they said, oh, he sent money for this, to buy this one, even mention open mouth and mention bullet. Oh my God. Could have this, is this somebody that was trying to contest for a president of a country, and you're just talking how you donated money for, send money for this? This is terrible. Then it's not even clever, and he's also a PhD holder. So I think no, but when the fraud comes to that massive on, it's too much, because it's taxpayers' money. There are people that work and pay taxes for that, and yet they're not living fine. They manage to go through, and some group of people will come and siphon that kind of billions. I don't see Black Americans whose great-great-grandfather were taken into slavery and build America. I don't see them just waking up and siphoning that kind of money in one time. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good for any society. Not good. So for that one, I wouldn't blame Trump. Whatever he has to do, let them recover the money. Let them recover the money first. These people's money from taxes. Yes, people work for it. So, Lady Patniki, please block the two people, Miachi Flock and Miachi Cola. What happened? Did they disturb you? Okay. Nixon said they all came to my high school. Their friends were there. Okay, that's Joel said that. And Steve said those horses are homesick from first class to fourth class. That's the right thing you are saying, they're homesick. Let's put it that way, they're homesick. They don't feel comfortable in that arena. And we don't know how good the stables are. Normally, before you bring in professional horses like this, I mean, they have, what should I say, procedures and what that needs to be done, because it's a new environment completely, and they have to get used to it. Just like when the sheep, cows here, this breeding cows, you use to produce milk and all that stuff. You ship them sometimes from here, sometimes from Argentina, straight to Africa. And before they build the barns and all that, sometimes they send their engineers to, because they know exactly, the change of temperature, what sort of temperature that these animals can survive without passing away or dying or having problems and all that stuff. So I don't know whether Mura had all that inspections done, when he created all that, to see exactly whether, so that at least for the safety of this animal. So this is a sign of homesick. Let's put it that way. Then that means this place is not good enough. What are we really doing here? And even keeping them like that without taking them out, because the horses that needs to move around, they need to move around. When you close them inside always too, it's not good. So at no point for that short period from the school and to the market to pick something, I don't see how that could have really become a problem for Mura to abandon the poor guy. Because any child of that age, that boy is probably, is it 22 or 23 years? He's still a young man. Could have been his younger brother. If it were to be his son, will he throw him out because he made a mistake? Well, he made a mistake. Mistake happened. What can we do? So that's exactly what I see here. So Lilipad said yes. Let's see. Okay, Nixon, Somali, and Ethiopians are like stepkids and considered Arab. They practically next to their family. He has a very close, tightly close-knit bond. But then those ones don't want them. The Arabs don't want them. The Arabs see them like they're slaves. Let's call a spade, not from my mouth, but that's what I was born to understand. Yeah. You said you are not black, and you are not Arab. So what are you? And Lilipad, he said, let's see, Somali fraud has, okay, Beresha said Somali fraud has an impact in Kenya. The money is used to gentrify a neighborhood in Nairobi, and the CBD is full of Somali restaurants. Yes, that's true. Probably part of those money is coming from there because I saw in one report that between when to this time, is it 5 years now, about how many billions transferred down there? Billions. It's not millions, billions. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. And I don't think other African countries have that kind of money being transferred to their place. So this would have been massive and massive and massive. It would have been massive. It's too much at a time. These are taxpayers' money. If all other African countries were to transferring that sort of amount, billions, not millions, billions, then you can imagine. So I'm sure it hasn't happened in any other African country, because if not, it would have been on the news as well too. We would have seen it. So it's not a matter of like somebody is discriminating. No, there's no discrimination here. It's something that is there on the paper that everybody see, that every family, every house there said their child had autism. How can that be possible? Every child there had an autism, and that's in their record. So it's open and not too good. Yes. Wow. So Nikki said a lily pad looks like a new one. Yes, Nikki. Netmark behaves suspect too. I hope so. I hope he wasn't misbehaving. What all suspect? Net Magas? No, I don't. What? Are you a content creator? Let's see. Let's see. Go to channel. Are you a content creator, Net? Okay, okay. Net is a Philippine. Okay. Net is from Philippine. Okay, I think Net is looking to connect her channel. She's from Philippine. I've just seen her channel now. I don't subscribe or here because I'm not being the host. Okay, okay. Anyway, Net, no problem. I'm going to subscribe to you when I finished, okay? Yes. Because most of the people you see here, they're not content creators. They're just keyboard reactors, okay, Net? So I'm going to subscribe to you when I finished, okay? Okay. So, and Dr. Cheryl, yes, Little Pat said, true, Vico. That's why I said stepkids. Yes, that's true. And the doctor said, I am glad that you address Max going to the market, but did he went on his own? I think in his introduction, he was going to buy fruit for Onyx. My question is on whose directive, his own or Muras? That's what we don't really know. That's what we don't really know. Probably he's the one that normally goes to the market to get food for these animals. And probably that day, it was just for him to take the horse training in the field or in the school. And probably as a young man, okay, why don't I pass from here to the market and buy something for the onyx, buy the food for the onyx instead of walking back home and coming back again. He could have think like that. It's a mistake. any young man will do. Most people do that. It's a mistake. But then we cannot, you know, it shouldn't have been abandoned in the hospital in that state. It shouldn't have been abandoned in the hospital in that state. And to the extent of asking for the apron, how much is the cost of apron to human life? Because that guy could have easily died too. Most of these horses, when they throw people down like that, some people finish there right there. He could have also. And we see the injury. And now the real pain is going to kick in because in the hospital there, they would have given him only paracetamol or Panadol, painkiller, maybe 2, 3 times, 500, and the pain will go down a little bit. But once that is over, he gets back home, then the real pain will come. But let's hope he doesn't have sustained any internal injury, like internal bleeding. That happens a lot, and the thing is that I don't know how they survive in the village. They just take everything just like that. I mean, people don't even have a respect for human lives anymore. It's like a normal thing. I mean, it's the same thing when the mom was being beaten, bashed, and bashed by the father. It was the same thing, no feeling. So it's like it's a common thing there. But like we see it as something strange. How come? How could this have happened? It's it's something else. I'm new one here watching in your YouTube. Thanks a lot, darling. I'm gonna watch you and I'm gonna subscribe to you. Don't worry. Next, my guess, I'm gonna subscribe to you. So that's exactly what I see here. But I just hope they will try to change the narrative and so that we come back here. Yes. So Nadesh, I have just subscribed to you now. Netmark Sasaka. Netmark Sasaka. I've subscribed to it. It looks like a Japanese name or Filipino. I don't know. So Lilipat said, Vico, the workers are kept as hostages once they locate in that compound. Yeah, that's true. But each of them, they say that this guy never pays and they keep going. Or they keep thinking that their own is going to be better and they don't have it. They don't have nothing because there's no job. Sometimes you can't even blame them because there's no job. And anything can go. And that's why they go through this. Because at the end of the day, Mura is not ready to pay anybody. Mura will use you. And the least chance, he will kick you out so that he will not pay you. And I think this guy has been here from when the animals arrived. Then it should be up to 2 or 3 weeks now, or going 1 month now. So now it's even close to the time that they should receive their salary. What do you find here? Boom, go. You didn't listen to him. I did not ask you to go there, ask you to come back. May heaven help us. So Lilipad, because the workers are kept as hostages. Yes, okay, I've read that. In the compound, and they just said, I remember in the early 2000, many Somalis moved to Fort McMurray to work in the oil sands, but they ended up in the drug trade. 30 were delated. Wow. And it's still unresolved. Wow, that's serious. That's extremely serious. Wow. Yeah, sometimes because some people, when they migrate to some places, they don't even know the terrain that they have migrated to. And they just keep joining every other thing, and you don't know. And the people that are there, and they keep watching, and before you know, you're in trouble. So some people, they migrate like that, and they just let go, and they not minding these consequences. So sometimes it happens. Anyway, so, and let's see, Lilipad, oh my God, maybe this was a blessing in disguise to Max Bryan, to Max Bryan. Yeah, I think he should get out after this time. He should get out at least. Let's hope he's healthy enough. He's not in trouble. That's what I'm fearing for. I fear for his health. So, and yes, Dr. Church said, yes, V, thanks, I agree. I hope he does not have any internal bleeding. That is often fatal. Yes, it's often fatal because he's still very young. The pain will really kick in here. The pain will kick in, and it's a difficult. It depends because if an animal of that massive body index with him can fall like that with all the wound there, the first impact on the ground is always extremely heavy. Thank God, I think that area is not touched, so it's ordinary ground soil. But then the impact, it depends on We don't know what came into the animal's head, the horse's head, the horse head. We don't know what happened. But we also pray that his visitors coming in future, they should be able to evaluate before trying to use any of those horses. So on this note, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming on board. I'm so glad to have you here. Joe, thanks a lot. Dr. Cheryl, Lilipad, Joe O, Lilipad, thank you. Nets Maxaska, thanks a lot for joining the show. And let's see again. Lilipad was here again. Nixon Beresha, thank you. Nikki, thank you. Maria Brazil, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So, Steve E and Sonny Adventure was here too. And Yab was here too. Kaula was here too. Lilipad Miasha was here too. Thanks a lot, Dr. Cherry. So, we see again Dr. Calvo in the next. Bye-bye, guys.